Understanding learning disabilities in today's classrooms. Imagine being a bright and curious student who tries as hard as everyone else, yet the words on the page constantly seem to move around. For millions of students across the United States, this isn't an occasional frustration. It's their daily experience living with a learning disability. According to a 2022 report from the National Center for Learning Disabilities, 1 in 5 American students has a learning or an attention issue that affects how they perform in school. I chose this topic because I've seen firsthand, both as a student and as a parent, how learning differences can shape a person's confidence and motivation. My goal today is not to advocate, but to inform, to help you better understand what learning disabilities are, how schools are addressing them, and what the broader impacts are for students and society. Learning disabilities doesn't mean someone isn't smart. They simply learn differently. What are learning disabilities and how do they manifest? The American Psychiatric Association in 2022 defined learning disabilities as a diagnostic and statistical manual of mental disorders in the 5th edition as a neurological disorder that interferes with specific academic skills such as reading, writing, or math. Common examples include dyslexia, which affects reading and language processing, dyscalculia, which makes mathematical reasoning and number sense difficult, and ADHD, which impacts attention and executive functioning. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention in 2023, nearly 6 million children in the United States have been diagnosed with ADHD, making it one of the most common learning-related conditions. The National Institute for Children's Health and Human Development in 2021 explains that these challenges often become apparent in early elementary school and can lead to academic struggles if not identified and supported quickly. Learning disabilities have nothing to do with intelligence. A student with dyslexia might have an exceptional creativity or problem-solving skills. Their brain just processes written words differently. Early screening, teacher awareness, and family support make a world of difference. How do schools address learning disabilities? Schools play a crucial role in helping students overcome these barriers. Once a learning disability is identified, educators can often develop an individualized education plan, or an IEP. According to the U.S. Department of Education's Office of Special Education Programs, an IEP outlines customized goals, accommodations, and teaching strategies for students. Interventions often involve multisensory teaching, which uses sight, sound, touch, and movement to reinforce learning. The International Dyslexia Association in 2023 reports that structured literacy, a phonics-based step-by-step reading approach, is among the most effective methods for those students with dyslexia. Technology is also reshaping special education. Text-to-speak apps, audiobooks, and visual learning tools help students work more independently and confidently. Still, the National Center for Learning Disabilities in 2022 noted that funding gaps and limited teacher training remain major challenges in ensuring equal access across districts. The broader implications, the positives and the negatives. Rising awareness of learning disabilities has produced many positive outcomes. Educationally, schools have become more inclusive and empathetic, creating environments where differences are recognized rather than punished. Socially, more students are learning to self-advocate and embrace their unique learning styles. However, there's also challenges. Economically, testing and private tutoring can cost families thousands of dollars. Politically, schools continue to call for more federal and state funding to keep up with the increasing demand for special education services. But there's a bright side. Getting a diagnosis can empower students and open access to vital resources. With proper intervention, many students not only meet but exceed academic expectations. As the National Institute for Children's Health and Human Development in 2021 reported, early intervention and consistent support can dramatically improve long-term outcomes for children with learning disabilities. Learning disabilities affects millions of students, but they do not define who those students are. When we understand what learning disabilities mean, how they are supported, and why it matters, we help create a world where every learner can reach their potential. Learning differently doesn't mean learning less. It simply means learning in another way. As the saying goes, everyone is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its entire life believing it's stupid. Let's make sure every student, no matter how their brain works, has the chance to swim. How'd that sound?
Yeah, it sounded good, baby.
Oh, good, because I'm going to probably just submit it because I just don't give a fuck anymore.
Good, it sounded good. I was listening. Kind of got tripped up a couple of times, but if you're using cue cards, that's no big deal. Speeches are hard.